oh, I went to Sister Nkechi's house and her husband was cooking. Babe, I think you need to cook. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Precious. This is another relocation video. If you haven't seen the other videos I've made, you have missed a lot, because I've made a lot of videos about relocating specifically to the UK. On this channel, I help you understand that family relationship is a work in progress through my videos. If you like my videos and you enjoy my videos, please press the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and also give me a thumbs up. Every time you watch my video, you like it, give me a thumbs up. To all my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you so much. So today is another video. I'm going to be talking about relocating to the UK, and I'm going to be talking about 7 reasons why relocating to the UK or relocating abroad can affect your marriage or relationship. Yes, it's an important topic. When you get your visa and you get that good news that you're going to be moving, you're going to be relocating to a different country for a better life, for a greener pasture, everyone is so excited, everyone is so happy, everyone is just looking forward to moving. But one thing people don't realize is that for every good thing, there's always a disadvantage, okay? For every good thing, there's always a disadvantage. But the thing is that if the disadvantage is small or the good outweighs the disadvantage, then you obviously go for it. And if you also prepare for the disadvantages of that thing, you know what? You may not end up having disadvantage because you've already prepared for it. So the essence of this video is to prepare you. If you're planning on relocating to the UK with your family, you're married, you're in a relationship, you're planning on relocating to the UK or any part of the world, the essence of this video is to prepare you, because this channel is the channel that believes in family. Like I always say, I believe that family relationship is a work in progress. No family has gotten there. No family has gotten to the top of the learning pinnacle. Everybody is still learning. So that's why I base my teaching, or I base what I share on this channel to make you understand that it's a work in progress. So basically, this video is going to be how you can prepare, the things that can actually affect your relationship that you can now work on, prepare your heart, get things in place so that by the time you move, you already know what to expect and you'll be able to deal with it appropriately. So 7 reasons why relationships are affected when people move abroad. Are you ready? Let's get talking. Every place or every country that you move to, one of the things that you need to bear in mind is that they have laws, they have rules, they have culture, they have tradition, they have beliefs, okay, that is that's been guarded, that's what they live by, the rules, the cultures, the laws, and all of that kind of thing. So every country that you're going to as a family, or every country you're going to be moving to, they have values, they have rules, they have regulation, they have culture, they have different things. So a typical example is when you think about culture, what comes to your mind? The language, what comes to your mind? Their beliefs, what comes to your mind? Their food, what comes to your mind? Their dressing, their values. That's what comes to your mind when you think about culture, right? So one of the things that most couples or most relationships face when they move abroad is culture shock or inability to adjust. Right, when I moved, I told you I'm going to be sharing my story. So for me, when I moved to the UK, thankfully, it was just I and my husband, okay? So we didn't have children, because whether we like it or not, children have their own thing that they bring in a relationship. As much as they are blessings from God, they can in a relationship. So what I'm trying to say is that, so I was lucky that by the time I moved to the UK, I didn't have kids to think about. It was just I and my husband, so we had the time to adjust, we had the time to do certain things, to learn the culture. For me anyway, because he's been here, I had the time to learn the culture, I had the time to adjust to certain things. Culture shock. In the UK, men and women work. In the UK, the husband has so many things that he's going to be doing in the house. In fact, one of the things people don't know is that's the reason when people have misunderstanding. For example, if I have misunderstanding here, I find it difficult to speak to somebody in Nigeria or back home, because they may not be able to relate or understand. For example, let's just give a typical example that I'm having a misunderstanding, okay, or someone is having a misunderstanding, and the reason for that misunderstanding is the fact that the man is not helping to do the dishes, right? A typical person in Nigeria will say, how can a man be doing dishes? How can you allow your husband to be doing dishes? But the culture here, or the way things are run here, is the fact is that the husband and the wife work as a team. Okay, so there is no, this is what I'm going to be doing because you're a man, and this is what you're going to be doing because you're a woman. Everybody work together. Whatever you can do. In the UK, husbands cook, husband do dishes, husband would help. So they don't see it as, okay, this chore is a woman chore. If your husband can cook, he cooks. If your husband can bathe the children, he bathes the children. If your husband can do stuff in the house, he does it. He's doing it because obviously in this country, everybody does everything. You're not doing it because, okay, let me go and help my wife, or okay, let me just go and do it because of doing sake. You're doing it because you're demanded to do it. You can't leave everything for your wife. If you are in Nigeria, you have housemaid, you have a lot of people that are going to be helping out in the house. But when you're here, when you come to this country, you're doing things by yourself. It's just you and your wife. It's just you and your husband. So if you're going to allow your wife to cook, to clean the house, to take care of the children, and still work, you're looking for trouble. Right? Is a very big trouble you're looking for. So to balance things out in the family, things are going to be run equally, not necessarily equally. Everybody help each other, working as a team. So one of the things that gets that affects couple when they move abroad or move to the UK is the fact that they are shocked at what is going on in that country. They are shocked that women do this, or they are shocked that men do this. And after looking at the things that are happening, they don't want to adjust. Okay, if you're a woman that moves to the UK, and for example, you're supposed to be working, or you should work to at least help your husband in the house, or to at least bring some money into the house at the end of the month. You're like, I ain't working. You're not adjusting. Or you're a man, you come to this country, instead of you to be helping your partner, working as a team and doing things together, you said men don't wash dishes. You say men don't cook, men don't do this, men don't do that, you're looking for trouble. Okay, so people have that culture shock and also refuse to adjust. Okay, so that's one thing that personally I have seen that affects, in fact, it's one of the big things that affects, and I can talk about it from now till tomorrow. I can make a 1-hour video on just culture shock, because I'm going to be listing examples and all of that. So that's one of the things that people really underestimate. Okay, so what I would say is that if you're going to be moving to the UK, you're going to be moving to any part of I would say, know what goes on in that country. That's it. Know what goes on in that country. Know the rules. I'm not saying that because you're coming to the UK, you should drop all the values, all the culture, all the things that you've learned, or you've picked up from, or you have as an individual. No, I'm not saying that. The fact that you're moving to this country, there are things that you would see that you normally don't do where you're coming from, but you have to pick it up because it makes your family run smoother and better. Inability to unlearn to relearn, right? There are so many things that when I was coming to this country that I had in my head. I can't even start listing them out, okay? So many things. Some of them are superstitions. Some of them are the fact that, like, things like, because me, I was a church girl. I grew up as a church girl and all of that thing. So things like tattoos, seeing somebody wearing tattoo, seeing a man piercing and all of that, or even seeing a woman piercing. There were so many things that I did not see while I was in Nigeria. But by the time I moved here, I saw some attitudes, some guys during summer. People can literally wear bra and pants and nobody cares. Everybody is just doing their own thing. I had to go to that part of my brain that I learned it had nonsense. Well, I won't call it nonsense. The part of my brain that I had so many beliefs that were just not scriptural, or they were not just does not even have any fact that backs it up. I had to go to that part of my brain, erase it, and I started learning. I learned a lot of things. I'm still learning, and I'm still going to learn. So if you're going to be moving abroad, you're going to be moving to the UK, one of the things you need to bear in mind as a couple or as a family is the fact that you should be ready to unlearn, to be able to relearn. There are some things that you need to unlearn for you to be able to relearn. It's very, very important. Introducing the news that will not work. Now, moving to the UK, right? You're moving to the UK, you're moving abroad with your family. There are so many new things that you're going to see, so many exciting things. Everywhere is beautiful, things are working well and all of that. You see this family doing this, you see that family doing that. And sometimes if you're not careful, if you're not someone who has self-control, you become overwhelmed. You start copying. Before you know, you start introducing different things that may not necessarily work for you. On this channel, I always say that family is a work in progress. Relationship is a work in progress, right? Whatever you're introducing into your family, right? Make sure it works for you. If you're going to be traveling to the UK, for example, and you know that your husband is not very good at cooking, and you say, oh, I went to Sister Nkechi's house and her husband was cooking. Babe, I think you need to cook. And you forget that Sister Nkechi's husband may not be vacuum cleaning, but your husband vacuum cleans. Be careful the new things that you introduce into your home when you move abroad. The new things that may not work for you, right? So that's one of the things that I've personally seen that makes people have problem or affects relationship, affect marriages, is the fact that they come into a new country, they start learning. They don't necessarily pick the things that would benefit their family and work for their relationship. They just pick and just bring everything to the house, and it becomes overwhelming. So if you're moving abroad, you're moving to the UK, be ready to pick the new things that will actually work for you. When communication has always been a problem before moving to the abroad or before moving to the UK, it's going to get worse. Yes, I'm preaching now, right? If you have a problem with your partner, and one of the problems or the problem you have is that you're struggling in your communication, you're not communicating properly, and you've gotten visa to travel abroad, you need to go for a communication class. Because I tell you the truth, I've been on maternity for the past how many months? My husband is working. My husband is the person that I talk to. As I'm making this video, there's something I need to fix. I am not going to go on the phone and start calling somebody who is in another place. The person may not even take their call because they are at work. My husband is the one I'm going to speak to. So if you're in a relationship where communication is not there and you're not ready to learn, just remain where you are and fix your communication issue. Because if you go to a different country where you don't know anybody, where basically the only person you know is your partner for the time being, before you now start making friends, who are you going to talk to? You're not going to have anybody to talk to, and it may get worse. So I would say fix your communication problems before you move abroad. And another thing as well that causes problem in relationships when they move abroad is that couples now have less time. But there is one good thing that coronavirus has actually done, which is people are now working from home. A lot of people are now working from home. So if the husband and the wife are people who supposed to go to work, but both of them are now working from home, what that means is that at least they have time together in the house. And that does not necessarily mean that they're in the house together having sex, or they're in the house together cuddling and kissing and all of that, but at least both of them are in the house. They can come downstairs, say hello, hi, have 5 minutes chat, do things in between work, right? So prior to this time, which I don't know if things are going to go back to normal, which I don't know, God knows what's going to be happening in the future, but prior to this time, you're going to work in the morning, your husband is going to work in the morning, you're coming back in the evening, everybody's tired, you have children to deal with. By the time the children gets into bed, you help them through schoolwork, homework and all of that, they get into bed, you're exhausted, you want to get into bed, both of you are tired, you don't have time for yourselves. If probably you were in Nigeria or any part of the world before coming to the UK or moving abroad, you always had time, you find out that you start having lesser time, and by the time you start spending less time with yourselves, I don't need to tell you what's going to happen. But thankfully, COVID has made it in such a way that most people are now working from home, but there are still people who cannot work from home. For someone like me, I cannot work from home because my job requires me to go to work. So by the time I resume work, I need to go to work. So I and my husband are going to become separate basically. So we're going to come, by the time it's 5 o'clock, he's tired from work. By the time I'm 5 o'clock, I'm coming back home, I'm tired from work. So both of us are exhausted. So prepare your hearts that there's a chance that you're going to be having less time spending together. And that's one thing that really affects most couples. These things I'm saying are things that I'm sure if you're someone who is watching this video and you've moved from one country to another, I would like you to please on the comment section say something that you think affected your relationship, or say something that you think affects relationship. Okay, because a lot of people don't mention these things. Everybody is just excited about moving, and you find out that this is the reason the level of divorces for people who travel abroad is becoming high, because they come abroad, they begin to do things that they would normally not do in their country, or they begin to pick things, they begin to do these things that I'm just mentioning. So it's very important that we understand that moving abroad is a good thing, but we need to prepare as couples, as married people for it. One of the things that affects relationship as well when it comes to moving abroad is stress. Like I said from my previous point, you've worked 9 to 5 for people who do night shifts. You come back home, you're tired. You have other things to do. The house, you need to run the house, you need to cook, you need to take care of the kids. You're stressed. So stress is one thing that affects relationships. Stress. Look, lately I've been reading up about stress. Stress is a bad thing. Stress is a bad thing. I can't even begin to tell you how stress can affect you. Stress can literally ruin your life. Stress can make you go crazy. Stress can give you diseases, sicknesses that you even never thought you had or you would ever have in your life. Stress can cause all of this. So stress is one thing that can actually affect relationships when they come abroad. When people move abroad, stress can affect you. By the time your husband comes back from work, he's tired, he's cranky. By the time you say anything, he's upset, he's pissed. You start having misunderstanding for one misunderstanding. You find out that you start having misunderstanding for every little, like things that doesn't even make sense. Things like water, give me water, you didn't bring it on time. Or things like the bed is supposed to be like that color. You know, like things that doesn't make sense. You find out that you begin to have little misunderstanding. The basis or the foundation is that you guys are stressed out, and that's one thing people don't really say about moving abroad. So stress is a big factor that affects relationships when they move abroad. Resentment, okay? Resentment for one person. So having resentment for one person is one thing that affects moving abroad. I'm going to give you a typical example. So when I moved to the UK, my husband was at the he was almost rounding up his PhD, and I am not that kind of person that stays at home. So by the time I stayed at home 1 week, I began to say, man, I did not come here to just sit down in this house like this. So I need to start doing something. I started feeling angry. I started building resentment. Like, come on, what did I come here to do? So I had to immediately get a job. That was why I told you. If you not seen my video, I keep saying it. I've done a lot of video. If you've not seen the video I made, I will still link it again on the description section. You want to watch that video because it's very important. So personally, I had to get a job straight away. When people move to the UK, most of the times they are moving for school. Okay, maybe they want to, especially couples, they want to move because they have a master's, scholarship, or PhD. Now, the man gets a scholarship and moves to the UK, right? And brings his family. What's the plan for the woman? The woman does not have any plan, or the man does not have any plan that the man says, okay, you stay at home and look after the children. I would be running my going to school and all of that. That thing is going to last for 1 month, and your wife is going to start resenting you. If you believe what I'm saying, if you think what I'm saying is true and you've moved abroad, please let me know in the comment section, because this factor is a very big factor. So by the time you know it, the wife starts building resentment, because you're just going to school and you're just going to work, and I'm just here doing what? Am I a housewife or something? For people that are not into being housewife, am I a housewife? Even people that are into being housewife, they want to do something. They want to make good use of their life. They don't just want to sit down at home and be watching you. It now feels like one person is making progress, one person is doing better, one person is growing, while the other person is just at home and just looking after the kids, taking care of the house. Resentment begins to build. In fact, this is one big thing that causes problem in a relationship when people move abroad. Resentment. How do you deal with it? As you're planning to move to the UK, make plans for your wife. If you're the one who is coming on scholarship or who is coming to study, make plans for your wife. Make plans for all the rest of the family members, because if you're just moving to the UK, it's just for you to study and all of that, and your wife, no plan for your wife, no plan for your children, then there's going to be a problem. So make plans for everybody. So everyone is going to be occupied, everyone is going to be busy, everyone is going to be involved doing one thing or the other. So nobody's going to be idle, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And when someone is idle, just doing things that may not necessarily benefit the person start building resentment. So guys, these are the 7 things that I know that there are a lot of things that also add up to cause problem in relationship when people move abroad, but these are the 7 top one on my list that affects relationship, that makes couples have problem by the time they move abroad. There are ways around it. There is always something you would do. The good news is that I have listed them out. It's now left for you to work on the things that you need to work on. If you've watched this video and you're planning to move abroad, I would advise you to please work on these things, because you will be surprised by the time you move abroad. It's not a prophecy. These things might affect you, but my prayer for you is that it will not affect you, because God has given you the opportunity for you to see this video, for you to watch it and understand what happens when people move abroad and with their families, so that you will not be a victim of these problems. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I will please ask that you press the subscribe button and the notification bell and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your comment on the comment section. If you've joined the family, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Be grateful, be positive, and be yourself. See you on my next video. Bye for now.